Hello, I'm John. This is my Great Unclean One, and you're watching War Games, Models, and Other Hobbies. So since the last video, I've had a little bit of time to think about the direction I want to go with my Great Unclean One. I built the common parts for the model in the last video, and in this one I'm going to put together the bits that aren't going to be converted but I want on this model, and then talk about the conversion that I'm planning on this one. So, having a quick look at the instruction book, the bits that I want to include on this Great Unclean One is the sword, the big antlered head, but then rather than a left arm which comes with this one, I want to have a look at the left arm that comes with Rotigus, because it's got a little head and mouth coming out of it, and I've got some plans with the conversion that would be really useful to use this. But I'm going to start by putting together the antlered head and the sword. So there's the head in place. Really like that one. I like the antlers. I think just look really good. I especially like the way when building it that the eyes are on the back section of the head that you stick on, so they then are slightly inset and fit in really nice. I really like that little detail. Right, on with the sword. So the key thing with this model that I'm looking to do, so the arm, which is for the Rotigus special character, has a mouth that is just about here. And the open stomach of the Great Unclean One, you can either have intestines coming out or you can have a mouth. And what I was thinking of doing was, with one of the spare heads that comes with this, is actually carve it down and mount the head just above this open mouth and then sculpt it in with green stuff. So what I'd end up with is 3 heads, which looks very similar to the Nurgle icon, which, let me bring that up from the bell just here, the 3 circles on the Nurgle icon. So I'm looking to have 3 heads to imitate that icon on the Great Unclean One. But to see if I'm going to like the look of it, what I'm going to do is build Rotigus's arm. I'm going to see whether or not I want to change the hand on it to put another weapon in there or leave it as is. And then I'll start looking at how I'm going to convert the head that goes above this mouth. Okay, so I've just placed it in position for now, so it's not stuck in. So it's just slotted in there like that. So we've got now the head here and then the second head just there. Now looking at this, I really like the way that the tentacles are coming out of it. The let's move these aside. So one of the options for its hand is for it to be holding, let me get the name right, I haven't remembered all of the names for these bits yet. The it hasn't got the name here, but the flail just here is one of the options for what it holds. So looking at the kit itself, let's see which hand holds the flail, and then kind of get an idea. So that is the one with the, so it's this hand just here, and then the flail, which is all of this bit, sticks onto that. So I'm just going to have, I don't think I'm going to worry about that for now. I might add that some other place. I think I do like the way that this head and this head looks. So now what I'm going to do is look at what I can do to convert this section just here. So first things first, I want to get the teeth to put in the stomach. So let's just get these off the sprue. It's really nice, the number of little nurglings that are on it. I've already trimmed 3 of them off. This one is being sat on by the Great Unclean One. And then you've got standing ones. This one looks like a little sorcerer. This one has a little mace. There's a few of them on here. So I will add the nurglings later on because you need to have nurglings. And talking of nurglings, the one thing that I do like about the Great Unclean One is that it is the size of a little nurgling in real life. So it doesn't have to be a Great Unclean One, it can be a little nurgling. So that mouth going in there, what I'm looking at is one of the other heads. So the options that I've got for the heads, I have this one with a single horn with the mouth open, or I have Rotigus's head with a single horn, but I think I'm going to go for this one. I'm not going to have all of the covers that go over this one as it does in the character, but I'm going to trim it to fit. But first of all, let's cut it off and have a little look. So here is Rotigus's head, and what I'm thinking is to cut it down so it kind of fits maybe somewhere like there on the belly, maybe, or up on the top. What I'm going to do to start with, though, I'm going to trim off this back section here, because anything that's missing on there I can always add with green stuff later on. But I'm going to start by just trimming off the bits that I don't want within here. Where that bit, I have no idea. I'll find that in a few days probably. So, see, I quite like the idea of this being the edge of the mouth and the smile in some way. As you can see on this head, is it in focus? Yeah, it is in focus. We've got the edge of the mouth here. If I cut there and match it up with this section just here, then I think that will work quite nicely. Obviously I'm going to have to take, well, actually I might not have to take the teeth away, but we'll have a look. So the first thing that I'm going to, see, this is a time, I like to think about the conversions when I'm working on them, just holding the pieces there and having a look. So what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to trim the head just here and just down here. I'll do it with my clippers. Because where we've got that kind of disgusting maggoty vomit coming out, I think that'll work still coming out of the belly mouth. I'll put it to one side for now. So as I put this in place, what I'm kind of looking at is, I think, yeah, so what I'm going to do, it's going to go in this kind of position just here. Let me get some blue tack so I can hold it in place. It's always great, whenever I'm doing conversions, I always have blue tack nearby so I can stick bits together, not too permanently. I'm just going to put the blue tack in the back of it just there. And I'm thinking something like that. Might move it over a little bit. Let's just reduce the amount of blue tack that's in there. I'm just going to stick that blue tack on the top there. I'm just finding that position where I like the look of the head. I mean, somewhere like there. I think that could work quite nicely there. I'm going to have to shave off the back of the head slightly. I'm going to do that now and position it. So I'm getting the idea of where I want it. I'm getting the idea of where I want it to be right now. So I want to clip off this edge detail here from the head. So I've taken that off. Let's, again, a little bit of blue tack just so I can see what it looks like. Yeah, so I'm liking how that's going. What I want to do is take off some of this section just here so it will sit closer to the belly. But you can see what I'm aiming for is the kind of, the three heads are like those three dots. There we go, the icon on the bottom of the sword, the three circles. And what I'm doing at the moment, I don't want to carve away any of the Great Unclean One itself in case I decide not to do this. So I'm just going to shave a bit of the head off from here, a bit of the plastic off from here. Just so I can see what it looks like. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, so what I'm going to need to do is sculpt this detail in on the mouth here. So where it's got the little teeth, I might have replaced that with slightly larger teeth, sculpt the lip coming round onto there, and likewise here, sculpt this going down into the belly. And then other details like the vomit from Rotigus, I can put in there, or I could put somewhere else. But I'm going to leave it there for now. So I haven't stuck the arm or this in yet, just in case I do change my mind, but I think I am going to go with this. So in the next video, I'm going to sculpt all of this detail that I've just talked about, look at what the next step's going to be, and then carry on with this project. So stay tuned for the next video. If you've got any ideas or comments, please drop them in below. But for now, I'm John, and you've been watching War Games, Models and Other Hobbies.